Hello and Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Areesh Momin and I'm a student at the Beacon House PSH campus IB Diploma Programme. And today we are gathered here to have a small panel discussion regarding the role of youth in Pakistan. With us today, we have two of our participants from Diploma 1 Year Program, Syed Naaim and Zainab Fayyaz. Welcome to you all. We commemorate our 75th Independence Day of Pakistan. And because of that, congratulations to all of you. Today, we'll be talking about some problems which Pakistan faces and some solutions which Pakistan's youth brings up with, and some of the problems which actually affect Pakistan's youth in some way or another. So, without wasting any further time, let's start with our topics. First of all, let's talk about youth going abroad. Now, it is a well known fact that youth of any country is a great asset. They're indeed the future of the country and represented at every level. Now, this is a fact which was stated in Tribune 2016 in an article that 48.7% youth in Karachi only, which is the largest city of Pakistan, want to go abroad. And you can simply see that the population of Karachi is over 22 million, and 7 million of them are youth, with a median age of 21. So there are those which are majorly educated and those who are capable to work in a workforce, and they want to leave for abroad. And this is a major problem which has been increasing in rate since the present in the present time and since the past as well. So let's get towards our first panelist, Zainab. What do you think? Why is youth wanting to go abroad? Why is this desire increasing in its rate in these past years?
Thank you, Areesh, for letting me speak. Now, we first of all we should understand why youth is so important for our country and how much of a challenge it is to our developing state if the youth leaves Pakistan. Now, they are indeed the future of country, and it represents it at every level. The role of youth in nation building is more important. The intelligence and work of the youth takes the country on the pathway of success. They are the building blocks of a country. Pakistan has a vast potential of youth power. We need to see that. And the students, employees, farmers, workers, and persons from various professions, including the educated employed, are the elements which really matter in all fields of our national life. Unfortunately, Pakistani youth are facing so many daunting challenges. The young generation of the country seems disheartened, frustrated, and confused. And so they are leaving our beloved country at an unprecedented rate. Their reasons include unemployment, insecurity, economic problems, and lack of social support and career opportunities. As far as unemployment is concerned, this is one of the biggest problems facing the youth of today. Young people do not see any opportunities for them in the country. The situation has gotten so worse that the graduates are selling shirts on roadsides. Moreover, youth is uncertain about their future in the country due to the political instability and are therefore not inclined to get involved in civic engagement. Lack of transparency in recruitment to government jobs is also a demotivating factor for the young educated lot. Discouraging merit in recruitment processes also discourages talent. Other problems, such as lack of proper education and health facilities, have also aided in all of this. And these are the reasons why more and more young people are leaving the country instead of working for it. Thank you.
Thank you, Zainab, for a point of view. If Sayed Naim would like to contribute to anything, Naim, what do you think about these problems? What do you think? Why do you think 10 million Pakistani youngsters have left the country in recent years for seeking financial opportunities and don't do anything in part of civic service or in part of governing the country? They don't want to um, just live in the country rather than they want to go abroad.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Areesh, first of all, for giving me the chance to speak. What I believe is that I'd like to answer your question with another question itself, and that is that whether the youth of this country got what they deserved. For sure, the answer of the majority is going to be no, specifically for my country, Pakistan. It's a sad reality that we lack in a lot of facilities, may it be health facilities, the health sector, the paramedical staff, the paramedical equipments, and going to an extent that is educational sector. And like Zainab mentioned, that the youth of the country is a lot disheartened. Like the situation was in front of us, like the cancellation of exam system. Our youth was literally in courts. They were fighting cases. They were having cases against the government of the country. So you can easily realize the gap between the government and the youth of the country. So they said they feel like that there's no one on our side. We are not getting facilities. Unemployment is a major reason. So they go abroad, because in abroad countries they are heard. Like Pakistan was the only country in which Cambridge international examination took place under these dangerous circumstances. While in rest of the countries, like may it be UK, US, or may it be any other foreign country, the government was standing by its youth. So one factor is that youth is disheartened. There are other factors like Zainab stated, unemployment, and according to me, a new factor that has been a factor from like for 5 to 10 years, especially in Karachi, is the safety issue. Like most of the family prefer their youth that they should travel abroad, because that there is safe environment in Karachi, and specifically in Pakistan we have a lot of safety issue. May it be mobile robbery, may it be other kind of abuse that is common. So family prefer that their children, their youth goes abroad, stays safe there, earns well, and have a settled lifestyle. So I guess that the facilities, the law and order situation that is very worse in Pakistan is the main reason that leads the youth, that encourages the youth to go abroad. So I think so that is the most damaging and worsening the situation for Pakistan.
Thank you, Naim. So my further question and discussion would be that if the youth wants to go abroad, the first thing they do while going abroad is they send back remittances from the jobs or the businesses they earn back to their families in Pakistan if they have some. What do you people think? Are remittances more important than those youth actually going abroad just to study and then coming back again to the country and doing something which they're doing abroad down here in Pakistan because at some level our government is unable to do so? If any one of you would like to contribute in this.
Areesh, I would like to take the chance to answer this question. What I think so is that the foreign remittance that is sent by our youth to our country is at some places it's important. It's important for maintaining the balance between the foreign currency and our local currency. But Areesh, imagine if the youth, especially the cream of our country, that is unfortunately going abroad. What if they had they had been in our country, they had been working in conjunction with the government institutions or maybe the private ones, and they had been working for the prosperity of our country? Our local industry would have been boosted, because as Zainab stated, that they accommodate a major part of the workforce. So what if the workforce of our country is being utilized for the development of our country? So that would bring in more advantage as compared to remittance. Although remittance is also an advantage, but if we will be having the youth in our country, we would be having a lot more stronger local industry, and the manufacturing and the export of our country and the balance of trade would for sure be enhanced.
Thank you, Naim, for your point of view. So, a point related to this, let's just say, one of the main reasons why youth go abroad, first of all, is because of education. And they go abroad to get good education in international universities, internationally recognized universities, so that they could get more job opportunities in those countries, in Pakistan as well, if they want to return. However, the main problem of education now comes in front of us. The literacy rate of male youth in Pakistan is as low as 53%, and for female, it's even less, only 42%. And despite many efforts, despite many programs, despite many government schools, despite many teacher assistance programs held by the government, nothing has been done, no progress has been made. Why do you think this is a problem? And why do you think, and how do you think we can solve it? If Zainab, you can contribute to this.
Yes, I'd like to answer this question. Now, first of all, we need to understand that when the budgets are set for different sectors, education sector, health sector, sports sector, various different sectors, the officials that are leading those budgets and the officials that are actually appointed to serve in these services, they are corrupt. We know that many of the people who work in the government are corrupt. They all of the money that is actually designated by the government for the citizens of Pakistan are not served to those citizens. if the money that is allotted to a certain sector of Pakistan has it is utilized efficiently, and under the strict governmental control, then it is very much possible to serve the youth, to serve the citizens of Pakistan with all of the efficient services that are actually in our country. We don't need to go abroad for that, but it's just that it needs to come out and should be served to the citizens efficiently. Thank you.
So
Areesh,
here again,
something add on?
yes, Naaim, of
Yes,
course.
Areesh, one of the main factors of this is another the problem that is ethical and moral issues. Like we see in rural areas, there is a backwardness of families because unemployment is a major problem in our country. And when the rural people of rural areas overlook unemployment, they say that why should we be investing in our child's education when he has to do the same thing, when he can earn the same amount of money while being uneducated. So that's the point that they are reluctant to send their children, especially the female child, to the school, and that's why the female literacy rate is even more worse than the male. And there are also some social issues like the women discrimination that Pakistan have been facing. So I guess that all of these contribute at a greater extent to lower literacy rate of female as compared to.
So, like, we are talking about education and policies and even discrimination in rural areas. And one solution which comes in my mind is actually the government enforcing rules for people to get educated. And also, like, going to these rural areas, going to these villages, and getting people educated about how important it is to be literate in this modern world. Um, and we always keep discussing about how our government is corrupt, as Zainab said, how some people don't or aren't, you know, in pace with this fast 21st century. And so people give ideas. For example, today's youth wants a youthful government. For example, today's youth wants a government which is young, which is educated, which understands the modern fast paced world, and so which can bring developments and which can bring decisions into the government policies, which the present governmental organizations couldn't bring. Would this be a good idea if this were to happen? That there would be a government in which only youth would be there and the older people would be there only as advisors. Would this be a good idea for Pakistan?
It would definitely be a very good idea because of the generation gap. We don't understand what they want. They don't understand what we want. This creates a form of hatred, and it leads to a very strong hatred and rivalry and rebellions. And so, to tackle all of certain social, ethical issues as well among these two generations, we need a government that encounters more and more young people than the older people. And moreover, it also inculcates new ideas into the government, and then we could match the pace of other countries which are developing at a very rapid rate.
Thank you, Zainab, for a point. Now, let's just move towards a positive topic. Let's just stop talking about problems. The spirit of volunteerism in the youth of Pakistan. We are seeing that what government can't do is being done by the youth, and many things, including and even governmental organizations, are taking some steps to actually take in youth and just in terms of volunteerism. For example, you've heard about the Tiger Force, which has been implemented by the PTI government this time. And the Tiger Force is actually a pretty effective force, because if we see in terms of statistics, there are 300,000 students in the Tiger Force, 133,000 social workers, 40,000 teachers, as well as 70,000 health workers. So it's probably a successful force. However, now the problem is that our provinces aren't united on this thing because the Tiger Force isn't allowed to operate in Sindh. And so again, the problem arises. However, let's just put it to a side and let's just focus upon youth volunteerism. How important is youth volunteerism in today's Pakistan, in your point of view?
Areesh, if we look at youth volunteerism, I guess it's the most important factor and the most efficient way in which Pakistan can prosper. It was evident that it's evident that a nation cannot prosper without the hard works and the efforts of their youth. That's a fact. Even if we look in the recent times, when we all are between the pandemic, the COVID-19, it was evident that the youth of the country was one step ahead than the government of the country in helping the people of the nation. May it be in paramedical fields, like people that were related to the medical sector, maybe the medical students were helping out in hospitals free of cost, providing their nursing services or whatever they were eligible for. This was not only the case with the health sector, but even if we look like in Tiger Force, youth was volunteering itself and providing like food and basic necessities to the unprivileged people of our society in desperate times of lockdown. And that was bridging a gap at places where the government was unable to operate due to high load. We admit the fact that our government is not that much efficient, but still it's our country. We have to be optimistic. And I think so that like 2 years or 3 years back, youth is now taking charge. Like the going abroad factors is to be reduced, and inshallah it is going to be reduced because youth have realized their responsibility. They have realized that Pakistan is from us and mainly we are from Pakistan. Because it's only us that can change the future of Pakistan, because Pakistan's future is same and is the same future of us. The faith of Pakistan is our faith. So youth is taking part. It is hell, and now one of the major factors is the increase in education. As the educational sector is enhancing, as the literacy rate is getting better, you will see that the youth will start to participate in the development of countries. My friend, I take parts in a lot of MUNs. If you go in MUN, specifically in Pakistan National Assembly, the PNA committee, Areesh, you will be surprised to see the policies, the suggestions input by the youth of the country are way more efficient than those of our government leaders sitting in the parliament, because they know the current statistic. So they can be better leaders, and they are better leaders. So what I think so is that a change is coming. May it be slow, but a positive change is coming, and that's a very good fact.
Great words from you, Naim. And definitely, youth, being the youth of Pakistan, being the youth of the future, are basically destined to be great leaders here in our country. Let's just go to the business side now. You people as youth, me as youth, what do we think in terms of the industrial sectors of Pakistan, which are mainly focused upon agriculture, which are mainly focused upon clothing, which are fertilizers, cement, the real estate, etc., even the car industry, even the car manufacturing industry, and things like that. But what do you think in this new world, of aerospace engineering, in this new world of IT, in this new world of artificial intelligence, in this new world of computer science, does Pakistan need in terms of its industrial output, its innovation, something new in this country?
Yes, Areesh, that is the main need of time. Like I recently had an interview of the Educational Minister of Sindh, Mr. Syed, and I was on a project, and he informed me that their government have designed a very efficient policy. Like they are designing schools that are a bit far from the traditional schools we have, and they are the specific schools that deals in new subjects like the radar technology. And there are three main subjects that he emphasized, and I think so that they are the need of time, especially in our country. That included AI, the artificial intelligence, that is the need of the time. Secondly, it included the radar technology and aviation. The radar technology, the aviations and AI, that has to be locally brought to Pakistan. We are an agricultural country. We make clothes, we sell raw cotton. But when we exchange for technology, we are at loss. Because technology is way ahead than our raw materials, than our cotton, than our agricultural goods. So what the emphasis is now changing. We have to emphasize on things that are the need of time. And according to me, the need of time is artificial intelligence. And even in Pakistani universities, artificial intelligence programs are taking place. Even in our own school system, Beacon House school system, we have robotics classes. Beacon House is encouraging the students to get towards AI. I have been myself taking part in a lot of AI projects. Over there, we get to know the importance. So I think that Beacon House owes this credit that it's bringing toward its student towards AI. And I think so that other schools are also doing the same. So it's a positive trend.
I would like to add over here that we all have observed the rapid rise in freelancing. The youth is freelancing in different aspects, different sectors, and we all realize how much important is to earn money, starting earn money at a very young age. And this is because we are much more educated than the previous, or we have than the previous generation, and we have much more realization at a younger age than the previous generation. So we realize the importance of earning money at a very young age. We are investing in different sectors, we are investing in different forms of businesses, whether it's a small scale or a large scale, and hence we are moving towards freelancing, we are moving towards programming, we are moving towards data sciences, mainly, apart from the mainstream engineering and medical, which are also very important professions. But now the highest paid professions in the next 10 years is basically from the computer side. So as young youth is constantly in battling into this field, and the new ideas are being developed constantly by this youth. You are seeing different inventions and different theories that the youth, Pakistani youth especially, I read all the articles every day, that much more resources are being provided to these youth so that they could research better in their fields, they could invent better in their fields, and they could appear as much better professionals in their lives.
And like same is the case that Pakistani youth is now more interested in cryptocurrency. That is one of the main need of the time. They are investing. We see that there was a bit disagreement between the government and the youth, but alhamdulillah now we have settled it. Now Pakistan is investing towards cryptocurrency. The stock exchange is going to for sure improve within the period of time. And one more thing, a positive change that I observed was that Amazon started Pakistan service. Now it also accepts goods from Pakistan. And what I saw that youth of my age, specifically in my friend circle, around 80% have started working in conjunction with the Amazon. So that tells us that now we are up to the mark that we should be. But still, there's a room of improvement for everyone.
Definitely, Zainab and Naaim. Pakistan's IT industry is rivaling that of India's. Our exports in terms of IT and freelance services have increased significantly during this COVID-19 pandemic, because most of the youth at home had a chance to work, do something new, use platforms such as Fiverr and Upwork to let on and get on some projects and earn some money as well. And definitely in terms of investment, there is a whole new opportunity for us in terms of Bitcoin as well as other cryptocurrencies, Litecoin, Ethereum, and things like that. But a really, really great opportunity in terms of IT and things related to computer science, blockchain, and things like that. Even the government, I think, started a program known as PIIC Pakistan in the COVID-19 pandemic, which focused upon all of these things, including cloud computing, blockchain, artificial intelligence, and even cryptocurrency. So and programming as well. So these things were free, and many and much youth, I think, lots and lots of people in Pakistan actually took an advantage from this. Even I used this somewhat, and it was a great experience. Let me tell you. So, in the end, I would like to ask you people all these problems we discussed today in today's panel discussion. Um, any single set solutions you people think which could be applied to today's country, to our Pakistan, that could help us solve all these problems for us, for the youth, and for the future of Pakistan?
Areesh, a lot of solutions are implemented at this time. Like one of the initiative of government, like I could praise at this moment, is the Kamyab Jawan program, the successful youth program, and that's providing loan to the youth of the country so that they can invest in different sectors, or they could establish their own small scale businesses. So it's one of the encouraging factor for the youth to work for the development of the country. Secondly, the most important thing is the lack of education. The lack of education is accounting for most of the problems. So the government and the private organizations in conjunction, as well as the youth of the country, the civilized, the privileged youth of our country, should work together to make education easy and good for everyone, so that everyone can have easy access to education, and education is the key to success. So I think so that the mother of all solution is educating the youth, and that is the main factor.
I agree with Naim at all the points, and we need to understand that youngsters, as the future of Pakistan, are highly interested in the progress of Pakistan and to make it rise as an extremely conspicuous among other countries. Beside other fields like entertainment, sports, and other professions, today they're also taking interest in politics. Now, youth is more willing to vote than before. They realize the importance of their voice and they're using it for the right purposes now. As a youth, we can help Pakistan by making ourselves better. We should not only depend on the government to do everything, but also contribute to this country. And we can simply contribute to this country by sticking to the law, starting from the small laws like traffic lights, etc. By not breaking them, when we can contribute to Pakistan. As youngsters, we are extremely important part of this country. We are no doubt the future of Pakistan, and we must adhere to the laws in Pakistan and follow them. We need to step up for the nation because eventually we are the representatives of the nation. Another effective way is to study hard and not settle abroad, as Naim stated, but stay and serve your own homeland. Despite the economic instability and security threats prevailing in Pakistan, we need to stay optimistic, determined, and motivated to play our part. The part includes being a dutiful citizen, prioritizing nation's interest over one's own, and standing up to justice, inequality, and cruelty. Moreover, we can help the nation building of Pakistan by getting the necessary education and then repaying the country with what we have learned before. We have pledged allegiance to our own country instead of any other. So we have to work for our own country. It means that we need to work for the betterment of our community with the help of the knowledge that we have achieved by the community.
Definitely, both of you. Thank you today for your points and for your great talking experience, for your great amount of knowledge which you imparted today for our audience. Definitely, youth is a very important part for of Pakistan, of any country. It needs to understand that Pakistan is important, and Pakistan needs its youth. Pakistan needs education. Pakistan needs development, and the Pakistani people should also understand that they also need the youth as well. And so we might as well think that we need a balance in Pakistan in terms of what we think about solutions, about problems, and about different things. In the end, I would like to say thank you again to both of you. We have reached the end of our panel discussion today, and I hope you enjoyed today's discussion as well, like I enjoyed it very much. And anything which we talked about here today was only and only, not in a political sense, only for an educational purpose. And all of these things which we discussed was from the youth and to the youth, as well as other people of Pakistan as well. So thank you to the audience, thank you to the panelists, and thank you to the school administration as well to give us this who gave us this opportunity to discuss and come up with the problems that the youth of Pakistan are facing today and the role of youth in Pakistan. In the end, I would just like to say that Independence Day is tomorrow. We as Pakistanis just tell you congratulations and happy Independence Day. Pakistan Zindabad. We'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye bye. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you, Areesh. And happy Independence Day to everyone from my side as well. And a small suggestion that please celebrate your Independence Day by helping the depressed one of the country. And that would be the real celebration feel of patriotism. Thank you.